Hey guys, and welcome back to another Cobra's review of Season 2, Episode 2. In this episode, we're going to review a game known as Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, which is actually the Generation 3 Pokemon games. And there's actually a ton I like to say about them, and there's a good amount of, third generation had really good spin-off games like XD, Coliseum, and Mystery Dungeon and Ranger. But those spin-offs are for another video, so I'm just gonna focus on the main series. If you guys knew, when I do Generation 3, and it will go as titled Cobra's Review Season 2 Episode 2, Generation 3 and its remakes, it will just go over the Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then the remakes, which is Ruby and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So sorry, no spin-offs, because that's for another video. But anyway, let's begin. Well, first off, it's a Pokemon game, so you kind of know where it starts with, talking to the professor and everything. And then you arrive in your town, like your normal town and so like that. And you get the 3-star resorts, which are, in this round, Torchic, Mudkip, and Trico. And I usually choose Torchic, which eventually evolves into a Blaziken in its final level, with Mudkip, Swampert, and Trico, Skiptile. Those three final evolve. And in the new version, the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they all have Mega Evolutions, which actually Blaziken had Mega Evolutions since X and Y, but then they added the other 2 Mega Evolutions for the Water and Grass starter in the 3DS remakes. And then just start on a journey collecting the 8 different badges and stuff like that. And one thing I like to say, this has a bunch of water. Yes, it has. I'm not making it 7.8. It's a lot better than 7.8 the series for too much water. I know, like, it's just some joke that IGN did, or not some joke. It's like a joke that people say about what IGN did when they reviewed Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They just ranked it 7.8 because of that too many HMs, which I kind of agree when using it though, but and a lot of water, which it does have a lot of water, but it doesn't really matter that much to me because of the ranking, because it's still a really fun game and stuff, especially Emerald, which is actually, well, compared to my first 2 generations, which I already reviewed, the remakes are better, while for Generation 3, actually for me it's Pokemon Emerald, which is the 3rd installment, which is kind of like what was Yellow and Crystal and Platinum for Generation 1, 2, and 4. While for Generation 3, for some weird, strange reason, it's actually the extension. And they haven't really created a remake for 4, 5, and 6 yet, especially 5 and 6, but 4 could come out in a few years from now, though. It won't come out this year, I don't think it will, because that's kind of early. Plus, the 3rd generation remake just came out, but anyway, yeah, about that, you could just travel around, even though it has a bunch, and instead of just one evil team, I guess evil teams, there's actually 2 evil teams known as Team Aqua and Team Magma. And Team Magma is trying to expand the land, while Team Aqua is trying to expand the sea, and they're actually rivals of each other and stuff like that. In which, Team Aqua is trying to get Kyogre in order to expand the sea, and Team Magma is trying to get Groudon in order to expand the land and stuff like that. And yeah, pretty much. And what I would love about the game, just a lot better graphics than from Generation 1 and 2, which this is the main reason why I wanted Generation 3 remake, because the graphics are a lot better from Generation 2 to 3, while slightly upgrade from Generation 1 to 2 and slightly from 3 to 4, while a huge jump from 2 to 3. Yeah, because I think the biggest gap in graphics of any Pokemon game is from Generation 2 to 3. And there's some stuff that's wrong with the game, such as they take out the day and night cycle from Gold and Silver, which isn't really that big of a deal though, because there's not really any event Pokemon that really need nighttime, besides like some Johto Pokemon and stuff like that. There's maybe some that you kind of needed to evolve, but But and also another thing that they took away a lot of the Kanto and Johto Pokemon, which kind of makes sense because the Hoenn region that had mainly Hoenn still had some Kanto and Johto, had a good amount of Kanto, but took a lot of the Johto Pokemon away in Kanto. But and but one thing I like about the Emerald and so that you can get the national dex, which enables like at least in Emerald version and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire version, you could get the national dex in order to see all the Pokemon instead of just the Hoenn region Pokemon, which is awesome. Yeah, and I believe in Emerald actually, if you see all, I think it's only seeing though. If you see all the Hoenn Pokemon, I don't think you had to catch them. I think you just have to see all 210 because there's 210 in the Hoenn Dex, and at least in the Ruby and Sapphire, at least in Emerald version, it's not because you don't get the national Dex in Ruby and Sapphire, which kind of sucks. But glad because they introduced the national Dex first in Fire Red and Leaf Green, so and Ruby and Sapphire came out before Fire Red, Leaf Green, White. Emerald came out after that in Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are the first generation Pokemon games, but. Yeah, you can get the Johto starters, which is awesome. Which actually in Omega Ruby and Sapphire, you can get the Hoenn stars at the very beginning, of course. And then after you beat the game, you can get the Johto starters, the Sinnoh starters, and then eventually the Unova starters, things like that. So, and the ones they don't have is Kenta and Kalos, because you got that in X and Y, and it's just, and you can just get. And I guess you can just trade them over, I guess. You know what sucks about that? You had to pay for a Pokemon Bank, which kind of sucks. Which, at least in the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, at least you have to get. When I'm talking about Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and stuff, you have to, use the weird Pokebank to transfer and have to pay for that. Compared to Ruby and Sapphire, you can transfer Instead from Ruby and Sapphire Emerald, you can transfer them to 4th generation just using a Pokepark in 4th generation, which is actually free compared to 6th generation or whatever, which kind of sucks. But I guess because of so many games they had to transfer them that they kind of want to pay and they want to get money out of it. I guess because there's a lot of stuff today you had to pay money now compared to back then, which was like that came in the game, or if that's free. Like they have DLC now, which back in the day. It just was in the game already, and you already didn't have to pay for it or anything. So, which is awesome. But anyway, enough of that. Let's continue. And also I like to say about the store, like I said, with expanding the sea and expanding the land in Pokemon Emerald version, only Emerald, not in the remakes or in the originals of as in Ruby and Sapphire, but in Emerald. Well, there's a awesome battle scene in Emerald version in which Groudon and Kyogre fight at Super Lost City while it's like waiting really poorly through like most of the region. It doesn't. I don't think it does the whole region. It's raining, but like a lot of the region is like, especially in the like eastern part of the region, which all the sea is at and stuff like that. After you wake Kyogre and Groudon, both Kyogre and Groudon up from sleep. You had to go to Sky Pillar and wake up Rayquaza in order to stop the world from destruction from Kyogre and Groudon from being flooded and stuff like that. So, which actually in the originals, you just go to the Cave of Origins and stuff like that and capture like Kyogre or Groudon, and that stops it in Ruby and Sapphire and the remakes, of course, but. I know in Immortal was different. With like that, was an awesome cutscene with awesome music. Which actually in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, the Sky Pillar is actually the music theme that they have in that cutscene. Which they actually have a different theme. I think they just have like one of the normal like cave themes in Sky Pillar and Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire. Because actually in Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire, the layout of the thing's the same and stuff. I actually kind of wanted to see that upgraded the Sky Pillar have the same type of design, but it didn't. Had similar design. It still had like ladders and stuff like that, but it didn't have like holes in the ground which you can fall and to climb to the top and stuff. Which they still had to climb to the top, but it's not as cool or whatever. But still had awesome music though. And one thing I had trouble with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire did. Like in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I caught Rayquaza in one Ultra Ball. I was like, what the? Like, how is that possible? Come on. Because I remember when I was playing Immortal Ruby and Sapphire, it took me like 70 Ultra Balls to catch away Quasar. It was crazy hard. So that just to catch away Quasar and all stuff like that. I don't know. It just was, man. That's the old Pokemon games are harder to catch legendaries, like apparently compared to the new ones. And the Oxes after you catch Rayquaza only took me like 2 or 3 Ultra Balls to capture it. I didn't defeat it, but I captured it though. It took me only 2 or 3. I'm like, what? How's this possible? And they're like level 70 or whatever they were compared to my Pokemon that were lower levels, but it's just crazy. Yeah. But anyway, he's gone. Oh well, but yeah, it was just crazy how like different games have the different version exclusives, or the how. Oh yeah, in Omega when we have Sapphire, like you can play on Latios and Latios, whichever version you have of the game, you can get the Eon ticket from Street Pass in Omega with Alpha Sapphire. Why in Emerald you have to get to get the Eon ticket, you have to like have like some special event that they had at the beginning of when it first came out of Emerald. And in Ruby and Sapphire, I think you have to like I guess trade. You can obviously trade definitely with the wireless adapter, which was actually which was the oldie version before you could actually trade automatically with the Wi-Fi, but that's one, and you had to use mixed records, which was you had to do too in Ruby and Sapphire to get the other version, and I believe in Emerald also, because in Emerald you actually can pick which one you can want because there's not really a second game to it. Which would be weird if they had like a third and fourth installment where it had like, well, the third installment had like both, I guess. Technically, it would be second installment because it's taking the third and fourth game, I guess. But still, yeah, different legendaries and stuff like that's pretty cool. Oh, one thing I just kind of hated, and I say it's an all in Ruby and Sapphire Emerald and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is the Wedgie trio. You had to catch them, and you had to solve some puzzle, and you had to have like these 2 Pokemon in order to open and go underground, which is a pretty cool thing to do, but you just have to read. You had to read like this type of computer code or whatever. That's like I think Braille code or whatever. You kind of have to know. Of course, you still can look on the internet today to find out how to do it, but you just have to know. You just have to know. You just have to read it for that, and have to know what it is and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just saying a lot about Ruby and Sapphire because it's fun, and because I'm not going over the same stuff from first gen and second gen because it's pretty much the same thing. Besides like the story, obviously, and all the different like Pokemon. Of course, there's new Pokemon, of course, like I said, with the new region and stuff like that. And I'm saying the main thing, because the main things that are from the old version, from the previous generations, like just train your Pokemon up, beat the Elite Four, which, of course, there's a new Elite Four now, but like there was in Johto, but which one thing that they took away from Ruby and Sapphire in the third generation, which they haven't done since second generation, and besides the remakes of second generation, but is going to another region, which was pretty cool. But I guess I guess that was just something special about second generation. They can go to the back to Kanto in second generation. But yeah, but of course it has, like I said, it has an Elite Four. Which one thing I love about the third generation that they introduced is you can rebattle the Elite Four later on, and they're stronger than the first time you battle them, which was awesome. Compared to like first and second generation, they're just the same levels. While in this one was, I love that feature that you can rebattle them with stronger levels and stuff, and it kind of makes the game more challenging and stuff. And one thing I like about Emerald version at least is like, because I know in Emerald they have Wallace as the champion instead of the gym leader, which was in Ruby and Sapphire and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. They have like Juan, whatever his name, as 8th gym leader, and as Wallace as Elite Four and as the champion in Emerald. If you guys haven't played Emerald, you need to play it because I think it's the best of the third generation games. Better than, I ain't even saying better than Omega Alpha Sapphire, even though that's a pretty good game though. And because Omega, to me, Ruby and Sapphire was just an upgrade version of. I mean, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was just an upgrade version from Ruby and Sapphire. That's pretty much what it was with extra features and stuff like that. Like, the fruit, like, flying above Larios with Larios to the different islands, which you can catch some of the legendaries, which some of them are exclusive to that versions of that, which you probably could get from other Pokemon games anyway. But if you guys haven't, of course, if you don't have a DS or a Game Boy Advance, so you really can't. Well, actually, you still can play them if you have a 3DS, because 3DS can play DS games, but you can't play Game Boy Advance games. So yeah. But for people who start at 6th gen, well, you kind of have to buy the 4th gen and 5th gen to get the other legendaries, or buy a whole Game Boy Advance or whatever to play 3rd generation games. Or just buy DS. Technically, you could do that, but to play Game Boy Color games and Game Boy, you have to do it DS. You have to use a Game Boy Advanced, unless you use an emulator. Which I actually prefer to play the game console over the emulator because I guess it's more fun, but it's hard to record the gameplay off because you have to have a 3DS capture card. Compared on computer, you can find something for free, or you can download something or there's some button that can press in order to record it, stuff like that. But anyway, one thing I like the one thing about the story in the remakes is with the crazy called the Delta episode. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave that out. The Delta episode. Yeah, the Delta is when apparently a meteor is crashing into Earth. Of course, a meteor like dinosaurs. Well, not like dinosaurs, but a meteor is crashing into the Earth, and then you have to capture Rayquaza and then use Rayquaza in Mega form because it has a Mega Evolution, obviously, which in Mega Evolution was introduced in Generation 6, but yeah, and you had to go into the atmosphere and battle the oxygen and capture the oxygen, which automatically saves the Earth somehow, but I don't know how, but just does. I guess you can push it off with Rayquaza, I don't know, and you just battle the oxygen up there and so like that. And you can catch both legendaries, like what's always said earlier, but which always mentioned the Delta episode, but I didn't say what a Delta episode was, and I didn't mention the story. And this new character, I forgot what her name is, like Xenia or whatever, which explains all that meteor crashing in the Earth and stuff like that. And also, apparently she mentions ultimate time, different timelines, which actually there's a game theory or. Okay, check out game theory though. They're really popular, but anyway, there's a game theory, like I said, about how Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald are in its own timeline compared to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire because there's no Mega Evolution in those games, while in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and X and Y there's Mega Evolutions, and that's their own timeline and stuff like that. So one with no Mega Evolution and one with Mega Evolution, and there's like a theory about that, which is pretty cool theory, by the way. I can't believe I mentioned this in this video though, because my Pokemon videos are pretty long though. Like when I do my Pokemon videos and so that of reviewing them and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm mentioning a lot of stuff in my Pokemon videos because it's just awesome to mention all these stuff and all the, some of the features they take out from the originals. But yeah, and the mystery. I like how they have mystery gifts and stuff. I actually kind of miss some of the mystery gifts just to, have, because they really don't do mystery gifts that often anymore. They just have Wi-Fi now. Well, there is Wi-Fi to use mystery gifts, but don't use it. They don't. I noticed the past 2 games or so they haven't really used that much mystery gift, because I remember I first started using Asking Mystery Gift in Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Because I remember getting them when they first came out and stuff like that, and using mystery gift for the first time in them. There's people that use mystery gifts since 3rd generation, but maybe earlier than that. Maybe in 2nd. I think there may be one. I don't know if they use actually mystery gifts in 2nd generation. I had to look that up. I probably had to look that up. But I don't know. And also one thing I like a lot of 3rd generation Pokemon, such as the stars, of course, the legendaries like Rayquaza and Kyogre and Groudon and the Wedgie Trio, which actually in 4th generation they have a Regigigas, which is from 4th generation, which after you enable to get Regigigas, you have to have all 3 with you, and it had to do something else. I think it had to like nickname like Wedgie Eyes and well, I believe in Platinum you can just have the 3 wedgies. It doesn't matter if you trade them or get them in the game with special event. You just have to have them in order to catch Regigigas in Pokemon Platinum. But that's 400. That's Pokemon Platinum, not. And we're talking about Ruby and stuff. I just mentioned that because I'm talking about Regigigas, which actually you can get Regigigas in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. You can't get it in Ruby and Sapphire Emerald because Regigigas isn't a Pokemon yet and it hasn't been discovered yet until Diamond and Pearl. Which just 1 generation upward, but still, it's just interesting to see what how they tie new Pokemon to the remakes and stuff like that. But yeah, and I guess that's pretty much my review of third generation and its remakes. So if you guys like this video, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and check my other Let's Plays that are going on, such as my Sly 2, my Mario Kart 8, my Halo Let's Play, and so that. And my Pokemon XD Let's Play, all 4 of them still continuing right now. Sometimes I don't upload them as often as other Let's Plays, but hey, go guys, check them out. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my Cobra review. And I guess see you in the next episode I have no idea what game I'm going to do in episode 3, but I guess I'm out. Wow.